I've been working on this room for months, like installing all of these shelves, ready to make a studio out of it, and then we go ahead and get pregnant again, and now I've got to move out of this studio and make a whole nother studio. So today I'm going to show you what it looks like to start building a studio. So the room I have to work with is this one. Deliberately dark because it's easier to make a studio out of something that's dark colours, because then you can control the light more. First thing I've got to do is get all of this baby stuff out the way. Side crib thing, that's got to go. Mattress, bed ends, more bed ends. Now Lily gets like wall-to-wall cupboards and shelves, which is very worrying because the more storage you have, the more toys they accumulate. Next thing is my little desk. It's like custom cut to fit in this cavity. I've got another cavity that's the same on the other side of the house, and I'm praying it's going to fit in the same spot. So I've also got this floor protector to stop the chair from ruining the carpet. Ah, tiny spikes. Come on. No! That's alright, I can cut that with a knife. It's not perfect, but it'll do. I always go with the rule 70% perfect. If it's 70% of the way there, that's fine. It's not a great rule of life, but you know. Moment of truth time. Doesn't fit. I'll have to cut the desk another day. The desk isn't what you're here to see anyway. I'm here to show you the studio because today I've got a day bed arriving, and it'll be the foundation of my face to camera scenes.
Hey, how are you doing? Okay.
So there it is, all the pieces. I don't quite know how long this is going to take. Most important thing to do when you get a new mattress. Nice. This is going to be my sit-in place, so then I can look straight ahead. When it comes to the actual shots, you're only going to see this top half. You can set your room to work with natural light and then set your lights up to supplement the natural light, or you can kind of black out your whole room and then build the lights up from scratch. The natural light option means you get a load of soft light through, but it does mean you've got to film at specific times of the day. Whereas if you build it out from zero, from a dark room, then you can choose exactly how you want your light to look, and it's always going to look like that. Of course, the problem is you might need a few more lights if you're going to do it that way. So work to what you've got. I'm going to show you how to set one up just from like a room completely in pitch black to give you a sense of exactly how the lights are coming together. The first light you're going to look at is your key light. That is the light that shines directly on your face. And something like this giant monster works really well. This is called an octabox. It's a type of soft box which creates a soft light. The larger a light source is relative to the observer, the softer that light source becomes. Imagine my hand is a light source. If I start bringing it closer to you, that light source now is larger to you, so larger relative to the observer, and the closer it gets, the softer that light becomes. So softboxes work like that. They create a very large light source that you place very close to you, and it creates very soft light. It just gives you beautiful wraparound light and works really, really well for key lights. You can start off cheap and you can get the whole setup for, you know, under 100 quid for the light and the modifier. So I'm going to put this light just in front of where I'm going to be sitting, quite close to me, so it's really big relative to me. Let's turn off the lights and see what that looks like. I've got the key light just off and to my right and high. That'll give you a nice flattering look, brings out a lot of shadows in your face and creates a nice even tone across the whole of your face. You've got all of this, you've got a decent light in front, you could go with that. What it isn't though, it's not very dramatic, right? It's fairly flat, it's fairly even. We can do a little bit more by bringing the light closer and changing the angle so it creates a little bit of shadow on the other side of my face. Okay, now I've got the light almost arm's length away, slightly away from me, and now you can see a little bit more drama either side of my face. You've got light on this side and it's just dropping off to create some shadow on the other side. Gives a bit more of a dramatic effect. Now right now I'm monitoring what I'm doing on this iPad right here, Wi-Fi to the camera, so I can see exactly what is happening. And if you're setting something up for yourself, I recommend you get a monitor, either a monitor for your camera or plug it into a TV. This is a decent key light setup, right? I've got a nice amount of difference between light on one side and shadow on the other side. Now what I don't have is a lot of separation between me and the back wall right here. So it kind of just looks like I'm sitting inside of all of this dark space, and actually I would like to get a bit more separation away from the wall by adding what's called a backlight. And of course a backlight goes behind you, creates a kind of rim effect and makes it look like you're separated from the background. I'm going to use this roto light that I have right here. It's just battery powered and it pumps out a whole ton of light. It's really, really cool. You can use any old light you've got. If you have a cold light like an LED, you can just put a bed sheet in front of it and create a massive softbox just from a naked bulb on a pole. You don't have to be going out and spending a lot of money. You can create some amazing studio effects right at home with whatever you've got right now. So I'm going to set this up, I'm going to put it on the opposite corner. So my key light is over here, I'm going to put this over there, shining behind me. Right, so here's the finished setup. Softbox on the left, backlight on the right. It's not the most dramatic light, but it's a quick way to create a good lighting setup. One key light and one backlight. In my next video I'm going to be looking at adding some things of interest behind me so it's a little bit more interesting than a blank wall, adding some lights to give a bit more dimensionality, and really working this picture up so that you can see what the final product will look like. You can use small lights in small spaces to achieve whatever you want. Remember, you only need as much space as there is contained within this frame. That could just be a couple of meters in a little cupboard if you've got it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this very quick tour of the studio today. Very much in production, this place, but slowly coming together. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe link. If you want to get notifications from me, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you all next week for another week-long series of vlogs. See ya.